All right, I'm going live. Woo! Hello, everyone. I am loving this filter. Hello, everyone in Facebook land, and hello, everybody in Instagram.
Hi there.
And I'm like so excited. If you guys are on Instagram, it's awesome to watch on Instagram because I'm a fairy on Instagram. I'm a fairy with wings and sparkles on Instagram. But for those that are on Facebook, hello. Instagram, hello. Oh my goodness. I'm just so excited that we are on live for Cacao and Conscious Conversations. Where's my cacao? I need to get my cacao. Hold on.
Get your cacao.
Get my cacao. Yay. He drank his cacao already.
I had double dose of cacao this afternoon.
And I'm having my cacao, another dose of cacao. Yum, yum, yum. Yum, yum, yum. So, today we wanted to talk to you guys about all things cacao, because cacao is our world. It has changed our lives so much. So we want to talk to you guys about our journey with cacao and also how it's led us to so many things. So a lot of you here have come to our cacao ceremonies, or or come to our retreats, and you've experienced how we do cacao ceremonies. And so we want to also talk to you about the benefits of cacao, how cacao can really help heal you, how cacao can also help you expand and help you manifest a lot of things in your life too. So I just want, before we even start, I want to tell you guys that we are right now, like, I got this guidance like a few weeks ago to drink cacao for 90 days. I've never ever done that in all these years of drinking cacao. I've done it for like 30 days at a time, but never done it for 90 days. So this is going to be really different. It's already different because as I started drinking cacao for, I don't know, however many weeks now, I've been receiving like a lot of downloads. So I think my guides are just like, drink cacao so your heart can open and you're going to receive a whole bunch of stuff. So anyways, hello everybody on Instagram. Hello
Hi
everybody
there.
on Facebook.
Hola, Star Sisters and Star Bros.
Yay! I'm so glad that you guys are here. And if you're watching it on replay, let us know that you're watching this on replay. And if you guys have any questions at all about cacao, please let us know. We'll be happy to answer any questions. We just know that this sacred plant medicine can change your life. It can change your life so much, and it's very accessible to everybody.
So first of all, not all cacao is created equally, right? Mm-hmm. So what we're talking about is a ceremonial cacao.
Yeah.
And ceremonial cacao is similar to what chocolate is made with, but it comes from a related tree that contains much higher concentration of these serotonin-like substances, like anandamine and theobromine, that give us this sensation of bliss and well-being. So obviously we want to have that experience. Yeah.
So let's start with we're going to start with like how cacao came into our lives, because cacao was not cacao was not in my consciousness at all. I didn't even know it was a plant medicine. I had no idea about cacao, but it was in December of 2016 that I received this message. Actually, I was taking a shower. And for me, I get a lot of downloads in the shower. I get a lot of messages from my guides.
Which is not a coincidence.
In the shower. Why is that not a coincidence?
Because water has consciousness.
That's true, but I don't know why. Like,
it's a portal.
Yeah.
It's energetic portal.
I know. I feel like my bathroom is a portal or something because I get like so many downloads and messages when I'm in the bathroom taking a shower. So in December of 2016, this is how my cacao journey, started. I was just like not thinking of anything. When I take a shower, I'm just like washing my hair and all of that. And I get this message from my guides, and they tell me that, Judy, you're going to facilitate cacao ceremonies. And I remember it because I was washing my hair, and then I was like, I stopped and I said out loud to them, and I said, what the F is that? And I really was like, what? And then I kind of stopped to see if I was going to get any more information. Nada. Like, crickets. So, but I think this is really how my guides like talk to me. They give me like something, and then I have to go and figure it out for myself, because our guides know that we have free will on the planet, so they're not going to interfere with our free will. But I do feel that they will like kind of steer you on the right path and right direction if you ask. And so
so all the guides are doing that.
Yeah, all the guides are doing that.
If some guides would tell you must do this,
yeah, that's not
then it's not coming of the highest stage. Okay,
yeah.
So you better like rethink, what is it that is...
Check in your heart where that message is.
Does that really resonate? Because if somebody is telling you must do something, it's really going against the free will. So it's not in alignment with the universal law of one.
Right. So anyway, so I got that guidance, and literally after I took a shower, I totally went on YouTube. And I like searched cacao ceremonies, and I watched some videos about cacao ceremonies, and I was like, okay, I see like they drink this chocolate drink and then they dance. I wasn't sure what it was all about. I saw some like Mayan, ceremonies, and they're doing some prayer, and like I see like this beautiful, offerings that they made, like an altar with flowers and things like that. So I still wasn't sure. I was like, okay. And I really didn't think too much of it. But I told one of my friends, Tyler, that about that download that I got. And so I think it was like just a few weeks later. Iggy was living in the Bay Area in San Jose at the time, and our friend Tyler, we went to Iggy's house, and he brought cacao and other plant medicine. He brought cacao. And
so that was the first time we actually had or experienced the ceremonial cacao.
Yes.
With him.
Yeah. So
thank you, Tyler.
Yeah, thank you, Tyler. And so he had like cacao powder. Ceremonial cacao powder, and he kind of made the drink, and I don't even know what he put in it.
He put turmeric and ginger and cayenne and like some other things.
Oh, what the heck is happening right here? Oh, okay, there we go. So and so we had kind of our first little ceremony. It was like January of 2017 that I had my first like ceremonial cacao, both of us. And then the next month in February was that all started in February?
Either February or March.
Yeah, I can't remember. Let me think. I think it was March. I think it was March that we started doing cacao ceremonies. And at the time, Iggy wasn't like doing it with me. I had like no idea even what to do or how to facilitate. You got the wings. What the heck?
Oh, they jumped to me.
There I want the wings. Anyways, if you're on Facebook, like watch us on Instagram, because like I have fairy wings. Anyways, we have ceremonial cacao. I'll tell you guys how to get it. But so when I started facilitating cacao ceremonies, it was really interesting because I really didn't know what I was doing. It was kind of like my guidance. Our friend Nam started a spiritual center in the suburb where I live, and he was doing sound healing, and I was like doing full moon ceremonies, new moon ceremonies, over there. And so
goddess circles.
Well, that was after
Okay.
Cacao, but then so I just kind of used my guidance, and we started facilitating. Well, I facilitated my first cacao ceremony, and we did it with sound healing. So Nam had
Which
all
is
these.
a perfect combination.
So we drank cacao, and I just kind of sort of did it like a full moon ceremony, like how I was doing that, and then I was doing some healing in there, with light language, and that's kind of how it started.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then from there, we started doing it like every month, from there, and with sound healing, and people would come, and it was like, by donation, and we were just like, to me, it was like we were kind of like learning about the medicine and how much it expands your heart and how much you feel good, when you drink ceremonial cacao. So it was like we were really working with that medicine.
And at that time, we donated all the proceeds to the spiritual center. So we really didn't take any monetary benefit out of that. And in fact, it cost us money because we had to spend money on cacao and everything else. It was a service. It was a service to the community.
Well, I think that's how we learn, right? We kind of learn.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I've learned a lot like that, where I gave to the community, and I kind of like learned, things, and then just got into it. So when we were doing cacao ceremonies together, it was really like awesome, because we were using sound instruments with cacao, because like once you drink the medicine, it opens your heart like so much that you receive a lot. And so the way that it has evolved, though it has evolved so much over the years since we started doing cacao ceremonies, during this journey, since then, Iggy and I have delved in other plant medicines, too, and we really opened up with other sacred medicines that help heal a lot. And during that journey, of healing, there's so much that awakened within us and that got activated, within us.
And we also came across new tools that we decided that it would be a good idea to share with everybody else, that people can benefit from.
Yeah. And so we want to talk to you about, let's talk about like just the properties of cacao and what cacao can do. And especially right now during the ascension process, as things start to move further along in this journey, we feel that the sacred plant medicines really can help you so much, so much. And cacao is such a beautiful heart opener, because it really helps you expand. I mean, cacao has been used for thousands of years in Mayan tribe and Aztec tribes, different tribes around the world use them in ceremonies, and
of different kinds, ceremonies like wedding ceremonies, rituals, childbirth, even going to the war. So the cacao has so many benefits, and it provides us with so much energy that can be utilized for various purposes.
It contains 1,200 different compounds.
Over 1,400.
Oh, 1,400.
Yeah.
I keep getting mixed up. 1,400 different compounds.
It's truly a pharmacopoeia
It's a
of
superfood.
compounds. It is definitely a superfood.
Yeah, it is a superfood, and it contains like one of the foods that has the highest amount of magnesium in it too. And because I want to tell you guys, I was in the food industry, for a while. So chocolate is the #1 food in the entire world. I want you guys to know that. Why? Because it it brings you this blissful feeling. I know the women, for those of you that still have your period and you have that, like, I need to eat some chocolate right now to make you feel good. I mean, that was me when I used to have my period. So you feel that sense of euphoria, that sense of bliss, and this is why it's the number one food in all of the world. But not all cacao is the same. And so, as Iggy said earlier, ceremonial cacao actually comes from a different kind of tree.
Yeah, a lot of those trees, obviously, they're in the same family, but they have it's like related species, and so these trees are truly special, and they produce this fruit that is just powerhouse of compounds, higher concentrations of anandamines, theobromine, and such, and so that gives us more of an experience. This is truly a powerful healing medicine. At least that's the way I perceive it. I hold cacao with so much reverence, and we both do, and certainly we can see what a positive impact it has on people's lives. We see that in cacao ceremonies. We also see it in people's lives that came to our retreats and they went on 30-day cacao kind of journey. And so that is definitely something we recommend for anyone.
Yes. So, I mean, anybody that comes to our cacao ceremonies, we always suggest to work with this medicine for 30 days and drink cacao and do a little like morning ritual, for 30 days, because you'll start to see a difference in your energy field. You start to see the thoughts in your head, those negative thoughts start to like go away. You'll start to foster more self-love. So I'm going to tell you about the different things, how it can help you. You'll also feel that with cacao, you tap into those things that you're passionate about. So some of those things that you've suppressed, okay, some of those things that you love to do, but you kind of suppress them because like you're totally involved in the false matrix and you're like in the 3D. Cacao can help you bring out those things that you're passionate about and really like birth them out into the world
and unlock the creative powers.
Yeah, and it helps you stimulate your creative abilities. But cacao can also be used for healing. Okay, so
manifesting
and manifestation. So we found that cacao helps so much with healing self, those things that I call like slave codes, those things where you feel unworthiness or not deserving, you have this negative self-talk, you're always criticizing yourself or judging yourself, like those kinds of things. When you drink ceremonial cacao, what starts to happen is that because your heart chakra starts to expand, you start to feel more love for self. You start to feel this a beautiful feeling, sensation of love consciousness, unity consciousness within you, that just like starts to manifest in your world, starts to manifest in your emotional body, starts to manifest in the physical body, in the mental body. So you'll start to like notice like the chatter those shitty things that you say to yourself start to go away. And I honestly feel that with cacao, when you drink cacao every single day, it amplifies your empathy. You start to feel so much more compassion, for other people, because you have compassion for self. And so it starts to extend out in the world. Like once you have more self-love within, which cacao does, helps to foster more self-love, then you go out into the world and you just are in this space of love with so many people. And so that's how it's changed our lives so much. And we like desire for there to be cacao ceremonies all over this planet. Like, we want everyone to drink cacao. Everyone, especially the freaking politicians and all those elites. I mean, well, we'd like them to drink ayahuasca, but
all the CEOs.
But if you drink cacao, replace your coffee with cacao.
Oh, absolutely. So when we're talking about like self-love, empathy for others, love for others, those are kind of like spiritual components, spiritual benefits of cacao, but there are also physical benefits.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Unlike coffee, which stimulates your cardiovascular, your nervous system and gives you the jitters and subsequent crash from like lack of caffeine, cacao stimulates your cardiovascular or circulatory system. So you don't have the jitters, you don't have the crash, you get all the energy. That is beautiful. So you have this beautiful combination of having the powerful energy that stimulates your circulatory system combined with the self-love and empathy. So you just go about your day with this grin. You have this joy that like emanates from you.
Yeah.
This is what's beautiful about it. This is something you don't get from coffee.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
And so you don't have like the acid issues that come with coffee, the mold that is in the coffee, these all other like negativities that come with coffee go away, and you just get this activation with this beautiful power. You transfer the wings to me. Oh, thank you. All right, we're having fun over here on Instagram. So those are the real benefits of drinking cacao. I mean, we invite all of you to try cacao for 30 days. It's going to transform your life.
It's going to change your life. It's going to change your life so much. And, we desire like there to be cacao ceremonies, all over. So Iggy and I pretty soon will be putting up a cacao ceremonialist course. We've already taught some people how to do cacao ceremonies, and we're on this retreat in April in Utah. We taught, a group that we're associated with, and we did a whole course on how to facilitate cacao ceremonies, because you can actually just use this medicine and create your own kind of ceremony, like whatever you're into. You can use cacao in shamanic journeying. You can use cacao in Reiki. You can do cacao in ecstatic dance. You can do cacao and sound healing, like how we
you can make your own ceremony, whatever resonates with you. And we know that we don't see this as a competition. We're not teach others, share our knowledge so others can do cacao ceremonies, small circles, because it's best when this is done in smaller, intimate groups, right? This doesn't really work in like auditorium or like huge venue kind of places. It needs to be intimate. There is that sacred sharing of heart space. So that's why we invite people to learn about it. And then if they're called to do their own ceremonies, make your own ceremony, whatever modality you want to combine this with.
My soul sister, our soul sister, and our soul brother, Donna and Chris, their actual biological brother and sisters, they just started doing cacao and shamanic drumming.
Yeah, and their ceremonies are beautiful.
Woo! And I just went to their ceremony last week or whatever, 2 weeks ago.
So if you are in the SAC area,
I'm going to give a shout out to Donna and Chris, because they just started doing their drumming and cacao circles, and it was really beautiful. And so I'm going to promote anybody who's doing cacao, because I love this medicine, and if you can go to as many cacao ceremonies as you can, and you'll get to experience the different ways that people work with this sacred medicine. And we also find that once you start using ceremonial cacao, it kind of opens up your world to other plant medicine.
Yes.
I don't know what you want to say about that, but yes. So.
Well, since the cat is out of the bag, we might as well share that we honor plant medicine, like sacred ayahuasca, and also the magic mushrooms. Have had incredible healing experiences with those plant medicines, and we also organize retreats, as many of you may know, in Mount Shasta and in Costa Rica. So if you'd like more information about that, feel free to contact us, reach out to us, and we have more information on our website and also on Facebook. But the point of this talk is not really about that sacred medicine. We want to talk about cacao and the benefits of cacao. So we don't want to go on a tangent too much.
We just want to make you guys aware of how when you use a cacao, it can like open up other healing modalities. Like you might get interested in combo. You might get interested in iboga. You might get interested in bufo or whatever, what other alternative, healing modalities, breath work, yoga, who knows, whatever.
We call it plant medicine 101. That's what ceremonial cacao is to us, because it's really the doorway into connecting through your heart to your sacred heart, to your higher self, and then connecting to your multidimensional self.
So the way, and I want to talk to you guys about like the way that we facilitate our ceremonies, because everybody does theirs completely different. I have like watched ceremonies online, and we've been to ceremonies in Costa Rica, and we saw how traditional way of serving cacao can be. And so Iggy and I are really connected with our higher dimensional team of light. So our galactic guides, ascended masters, the divine mothers, all of them up there.
Our family of light.
Our family of light. So when we do our ceremonies, we bring in, our higher dimensional team of light into the ceremony. And so sometimes, some people, feel like they've had such an expanded experience because of the energies that are coming through in the ceremony. And it can be such intense healing. People have seen like their grandmothers or whatever, or somebody who passed away that came through, their ancestors, or some people have seen like their guides, come in ceremony. They've seen fairies. They've like gotten so many downloads. It really takes people on a journey, kind of like a mini ayahuasca, sort of, not to that extent, but like some people can go through that, and a lot of people get so much healing.
Right.
Much healing.
To some people, it's really surprising.
Yes.
And we've had questions like, "Did you put any mushrooms in magic mushrooms in this cacao because it was so powerful for them?"
We're like, nope.
And we wouldn't want to do that to people. Like, put some kind of psychedelic substance in unsuspecting cacao ceremony attendees. So we don't do that. But yes, these ceremonies can be very powerful. And as Judy said, each ceremony is different. So even though you've been to our previous ceremonies, it's best not to have expectations, because you don't really know what the next ceremony is going to bring. And it has so much to do with the energies that are ongoing at that now moment, right? What's going on in the universe, what's going on the planet, what's happening in collective consciousness of humanity. And then, of course, every individual that is attending the ceremony brings their own level of awareness and consciousness into the ceremony. Whatever they need to heal, whatever they need to transmute, their guides that show up. So all of that impacts the ceremony. So each ceremony is completely different. We don't always know what to anticipate and what unfolds. And that's why it's best not to have any expectations, and not to have any judgments. When you just come in, just like receive and be basically as open-minded and receptive as you can. That way you get the most out of it.
And so just like with any plant medicine ceremony, like we really advise everybody to just surrender. Like surrender to the experience so that you can really receive and go into the space of your heart instead of in the mind. Because in the mind is where we start to judge things. In the mind is where we put the blocks and the limitations.
All the resistance
and,
comes
and the
up.
resistance comes up. And so, since, Iggy and I, like in the ceremonies that we do, I channel so much light language in the ceremonies so that people get a lot of chakra clearing, and it can be super powerful. Some people have never heard of light language before, and so what happens sometimes is that, when I am like receiving these codes that are coming through me to help heal you, then if you're not open and you're in the mind, it like bounces back. The energy bounces back, and so I know that you're not receiving, the healing. So, our intention is when we open up the space is for our higher dimensional team of light, to come in to protect the space, but also to come in to help with your healing and expansion. And we also ask your guides, like whoever they are, like to come in to give you messages to help heal you, to help expand you in whatever way, it is needed. And there have been moments and times where we've done ceremonies and their light language starts to come out, during the ceremony. And I kind of, for me, I put that intention there too for people's light language, to open up, because light language it's not linear, it's totally multi-dimensional, and it's not something that you can translate like a sentence, it encompasses a whole bunch of light that is encoded with all this information. So when I have an intention and it comes through, and an intention to clear and heal some negative energies,
transmute,
within, then these codes come through me in the form, of sound, and the sound can and it sounds like different kinds of things.
It can sound like toning, syllables, and whatnot, and it's basically, think of it as consciousness, right? Higher consciousness that comes through as code of sound, because this universe was created with sound, and so the sound is super important. That's why also sound healing is really a good combination with cacao ceremony. We did sound healing from almost the inception of the cacao ceremonies we were doing, but recently Judy received guidance to incorporate holotropic breathwork as well into that, and so now that we are doing the cacao with energy transmission and energetic healing, plus the holotropic breathwork, which is really another powerful component to release stuck energy in the body, and then sound healing, it's just like this powerful combination of these healing modalities.
And it's for us, the more that we have healed ourselves, the more that we have up-leveled and received activations and upgraded, then it makes us more powerful facilitators. And I'm not saying that in an ego way at all. I don't want you guys to think that at all. It just makes us understand like how powerful we are as soul beings in the body, and that we have access to the divine, and our guides, and we can like help people, because our mission here on earth is to help you remember, who you are. It's to help you to understand yourself as a soul being here on the planet. Right. Like, we know that we are here to awaken the star seeds.
Right. So that doesn't mean that we are better or like more or something than anybody else. We just see that there are certain activations we've received, and that everybody basically will get there at their own timing. And so yeah, this is not a race. Everybody's soul is taking its own path, whatever that soul intended for itself in this incarnation. So give yourself, be patient with yourself. You know, cut yourself break. Don't be like, because sometimes we hear from people, oh, I wish I was further along. And you know, the truth is, you're exactly where you need to be. All of us are exactly where we need to be, and just be in that acceptance, and then just focus on that you desire for yourself.
Right, and you know, and the thing about it is that you know, as we're going through this ascension process, it's so important to have practices. Like,
oh, they lost sound.
Oh, you can't hear us? It's really, really okay. Oh no. Okay, I think maybe because my phone, like, I have my phone and it rang. Okay, so can you guys hear us right now? I know you guys can hear us on Facebook.
I think Facebook is okay.
Yeah.
I think it's Instagram.
I think it's because my phone was.
Is it
on.
still off?
Can you guys hear us?
Okay. Is
okay,
that better?
good.
Okay.
Cool.
So
we wanted you guys to know that, like, right now during this journey of ascension, it's like so important to have practices,
spiritual
practices to help you come back to your center, to help you stay in the space of your heart, to help you like ground, you know, more of your soul, you know, in the body. And we feel that cacao is one thing that you can do, and you can do just like a ritual for yourself every morning. Make ceremonial cacao, bless the cacao, and say a prayer, and like put your intentions, you know, for this medicine, and then drink it. It can just be like 5 minutes and drink this instead of coffee, and you will start to just notice different things when you work with this medicine, because we really truly see this as medicine. This is sacred plant medicine. Okay, this is not like, you know, you're eating, you know, some chocolate thing. No, we have so much reverence for this plant. And for those of you guys who are like so interested in working with this medicine, Iggy and I source our cacao from a Mayan tribe in Guatemala. And this beautiful tribe of women, small farm,
Guatemalan
Mayan women, they really have so much reverence for this sacred plant. They pick the fruit, they open it up, they take all the beans out, and they do everything by hand, and they are in the process, they're praying over the cacao.
They bless it.
They bless the cacao. They sing, and it's all females.
Right.
All females.
So this is very manual process, right? The entire thing, except at the end, they are using mechanical grinder, that basically grinds these the seeds into a paste that is poured into molds, and we receive it in that mold. So nothing is really added, nothing is removed.
Oh, is this stuff can
you
hear
know,
us?
so can't hear you. Still no sound. Dang.
Still no sound. Oh,
okay,
darn.
interference. Should we like end that and restart it, or like continue, or it's gonna be messing it up?
I think it's gonna mess it up. Okay, I think we'll still continue. Can you guys on Instagram hear us? As keep talking, Iggy, because I'm gonna get the cacao.
Okay.
And
so I wonder if we can do something there with the settings.
I don't know. I can just put my
Okay.
Okay. Just ask.
Yeah, still no sound.
Still no sound. Maybe just stop and go live again.
Okay. Cancel. Can you type in there? We can probably restart the session.
Okay, we will restart.
Okay. Dang.
Okay, bummer.
Just share. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Sorry for the interruption.
Interference.
Interference.
You know what I want to say to that. Oh, wait. I still want my wings.
Okay. I'm going to get out of the picture so you can get your wings.
All right. Where's my wings? Is this the wings? No, this is not the wings. Where's the wings? All right. So you want to still keep talking on Facebook?
Yeah. So, but we wanted to like make sure that the people on Insta can hear this too, because I wanted to talk about why is the heart so important? Why getting to the heart is important, right? And this is what the cacao is helping with. So, okay, let's just get going. Just pick the one, or don't pick anything, whatever, just let's get going.
Okay.
That's it.
There we go.
Okay.
All right. Checking the connection.
All right.
Okay, part
We're
two.
back. Yes.
Part two. All right. So, go ahead, Iggy.
So like we talk about a lot about getting into our heart, right? Why is getting to our heart important? We exist in a system where we are very mind driven, right? I mean, the entire school system, it's about it's focusing on our mind, our intellect, and we elevated intellect to the point that that's the ultimate, and I'm not saying that being smart is a bad thing. The question is, who is calling the shots? Who is really guiding the thoughts, right, and decisions? And I believe that we ought to have heart, having our compass, like moral compass, right? Heart ought to be guiding our mind, and this is what we have lost, I believe, through the conditioning of the society, through the educational system, and so on. We have been placed in this spot where we just exist in our minds and not exist in our hearts. And so cacao helps us with that, because we believe that heart is a portal to our soul. Heart is really the connection to your higher self, to the divine. This is the reason why existence in heart is so important, because through heart we connect to that quantum field, to the field of infinite possibilities, right? Yeah. This is the reason why it's so important to exist in a space of heart. So this sacred medicine of cacao helps us to get to that sacred space where we are kind of like forced out of our minds and a little bit more into our heart. Of course, there is still a freedom of choice, right? But if we desire to connect with the heart, this medicine helps us with that. So you can use your intentions when you're drinking cacao to help you to get into that sacred space and connect with your higher self, as I like to say, like hanging with your higher homie.
And in ceremony, this is what we do collectively as a group. We bless the cacao, we ohm it, we infuse it with our intentions. I put light codes and everything in the cacao, and I ask the spirit of the cacao to, help us, with healing and expansion. We'll also, ask all of our team, our higher dimensional team of light, to assist us and infuse this cacao with whatever is needed for our highest good. And when we start to drink it, we want to talk about like the effects too. In like a few minutes, maybe I want to say
less than 5 minutes. It's certainly
10 minutes.
Yeah, it's really much faster than the digestive process, because the normally digestive process is about 20 minutes or so before you actually start feeling the effects of something you've eaten, right? And this is really faster than that. It's amazing how fast you can start feeling the effects of the ceremonial cacao. And interestingly enough, you start feeling the energy rising up the spine. It comes up the back of your spine to the back of your head, so through the brainstem, and kind of comes up. It's really kind of like interesting sensation, at least for me. This is something that I haven't noticed before. Yeah.
And sometimes too is like you'll feel a little bit of pressure, here in your heart space, and it's just because you're feeling that expansion, in the heart. So people sometimes can feel like their heart beating, like it's like beating really hard. That's what it feels like, so, sometimes. And it's not just happening physically to you. It's really happening energetically. It's happening energetically in your field. And so much is going on. And the way that we facilitate our cacao ceremonies is with the intention is with so much healing. So we desire for anybody to come to our ceremonies to really heal all those aspects of them that are weighing them down, and to have such a release. And a lot of people do experience that release during the ceremonies, and that is our intention. Our intention is for everybody to let go of all the bullshit that doesn't need to be in your energy field, so that you can come back to the love that you are, because that's who you are. You are love consciousness embodied here in the physical.
Of course, we respect every soul's free will, and so we desire for everybody whatever that is that they desire for themselves. And that most people do desire releasing all that stuff that no longer serves them. We don't know what that is necessarily, so we just support them energetically in that process.
So, and for us drinking cacao, and it's come into our lives like however many years ago, it makes us good space holders. Because we stay in the field of love during the ceremony, and we just hold everybody with love. The
space of non-judgment.
There's no judgment, no
expectations.
No expectations, nothing. We just hold everybody with so much love wherever they're at. And so, a lot of people cry during the ceremony because it's such a release, and there's so many emotions people move through
Sometimes
during the ceremony.
Laugh.
Some people crack up like crazy, which is funny sometimes. And so many things, can happen in a ceremony. So, it's good to know if, when you do attend a cacao ceremony, and kind of see who the facilitators are, and
that any ceremony for that matter.
Yeah, any ceremony doesn't
any
matter.
Ceremony. So anytime when you attend a ceremony, particularly with plant medicine, whether it's cacao or other, particularly psychedelic plant medicine, it's super important to be mindful of who is the facilitator, what are their energetic signatures and also what are their intentions, what's their state of consciousness, can they really hold space for everybody with the highest of intentions and integrity. That is key. So if you read up about sacred ceremonies, there are three important factors: set, settings, and intentions. Set is all about the facilitators. Settings, obviously it's the space, and any kind of improvements upon that, whether it's music and ceremonial display, offerings, etc. And of course the intentions. That's your own consciousness. That's your focus, right? What are you focusing on? What's your desired outcome? Why did you come to the ceremony? What would you like to manifest and achieve for yourself?
And so for those of you that are watching that live, near us and who come to our cacao ceremonies, we just invite you from now on to really think about, intentions for yourself, for what you would like to experience in ceremony, any ceremony, any plant medicine ceremony. Just go with intentions for yourself because when you have those intentions, it amplifies your experience in the ceremony.
Absolutely.
And so
That's single most important component.
When we do our retreats, we do like a pre-consultation with everyone, and we totally talk about intentions a lot. We talk about how to create them, how to word them, everything, because we understand that when you put your intentions out there in the universe, you're making that declaration to the universe. You're saying da 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 da, whatever the thing is, you know. So you're saying to the universe, like I am going to let go of all of my childhood trauma or whatever the thing is. And that's exactly what you experience during the ceremony, right. Because it's you, your consciousness doing right. That. It's you.
And we also talk about unintended consequences. So sometimes you have to be careful about what you wish for, because you will get that. And then that may look different than you were imagining, because perhaps you were not clear or specific about what is it that you desire for yourself. So when you focus on what you desire, it's best to involve all senses, right? Sense of how is it going to be when I manifest what I desire? How is it going to feel? How is it going to taste? How is it going to look? You know, and if you can involve all those senses in creating that space of a desire, right? Then you're more likely to get closer to what you think you desire, right?
Yes, and so you can really use cacao to manifest things, not just like for healing, but whatever it is that you desire. So next year, I wanted to let you guys know, in 2022, I just got this guidance to do cacao and divine abundance ceremonies. Who wants to do that? Who wants to do that? So that just came to me, and I know that there's going to be some guidance. So we are actually going to do these ceremonies in next year. So we do this specific ceremony to create your highest timeline in our retreats, our Mount Shasta retreat. And so I got this guidance to we have to share that. We have to share that with the world. We have to share how to use this sacred plant medicine, and how you can really create the greatest, grandest version, you know, of yourself, and really, you know, live your highest timeline. So there is a certain like methodology that we use in ceremony to do that. So next year in 2022, we are going to be doing cacao and divine abundance ceremonies, and I think that's going to change everything for everyone, knowing that the sacred plant can really help you
to create the life of your magic.
To create, all the things that you desire, and you start to feel like you're freaking magical, that you're a damn unicorn, and you're like farting rainbows every single dang day, because you're just in so much joy. And so that's what we desire. We would desire everybody to be in that state of joy, and just keep, you know, creating. So next year, when we do these divine abundance cacao ceremonies, you know, my guidance was to really work on slave codes. So in clearing that from your energy field, so that you can tap into more of the lower, you know, the lower chakras, so that it can help you, you know, so much. You
want to talk more about what those slave codes are?
Yeah, so slave codes are things like the programming, you know, we had of lack. You know?
All those blocks that keep us from true abundance.
So programming, like, you know, not deserving, not feeling worthy. Judgment is a slave code too. Like, where have you judged people? Because really, if you reflect that back to yourself, you're judging yourself, right?
And it always starts from yourself.
And for me, the one that I have been working with, it's the tall poppy slave code. The tall poppy slave code is where, like, for me, I understand, like, I have these gifts, spiritual gifts, but I'm not fully like shining those gifts out into the world and shining my light out.
Owning it.
So I'm not fully owning it, and so I don't want to be the tall poppy and stand
Sticking
out,
out.
Amongst the poppies. And so that has been, kind of like, I think, like, I feel very like humble about the spiritual gifts that I have. And I'm not just saying like, well, I can help you with that. Like, no, I don't do that. Like, I don't do that. I just, whoever feels called, to come to me for a healing or whatever, then okay, but now what I'm doing is like, I'm sharing more. They told me to like really put myself out there and share, because these are my individual divine codes, and these codes will help activate other people. These codes, as a channeler of other higher dimensional frequencies, can help heal people. So if I don't shine my light and share my codes, then I'm really doing a disservice to humanity.
And self.
Yeah, and especially to myself. Because we are here and we're meant to live our divine blueprint. We're here to share our codes out into the world. And if we don't share those codes, we're blocking us from living our highest timeline. We're blocking us from living our full expression here, because we're meant to be here and we're meant to express
and
who we are.
Create our own fairy tale.
Yeah, and create, and create the new earth together. And we know that the people that are guided to us, that have come into our lives, they told me that like the people who are going to come into your lives, they're the ones that you're going to help. They're the star seeds. You're here to help the star seeds. And so those of you that are watching, you are more than the physical body. You're more than just this 3D life that you have. You have a mission here on the planet, and we are here for the awakening of humanity and the expansion of consciousness here on the planet.
And what draws you to us is energetic resonance, right? So there is like resonance with our energetic signature and the message that we're trying to spread, because that helps you to remember more about your true origin and who you truly are as a multidimensional, divine, infinite, immortal, eternal being.
Like fairies. Like, I know I was in the fairy world. I know I was a fairy before, and this looks so good. I love wings. And we're definitely angelic, too. We hold these angelic galactic codes, within us. And you as an angel are here to help the collective in all your angelic, magical, ways. And so we are here to embody that, so to activate the DNA. So in our other conversations, we will be talking about other sacred plant medicines. We will be talking about the ascension journey. We will be talking about
energies.
Our higher dimensional team of light. We're going to be talking about so many things that will help assist you on this ascension journey here on Earth. Like, I was truly guided, like, since last year. My guides have been telling me, make videos. How many times have I been telling you that? Like,
constantly.
so much, like, all the time. But like the whole tall poppy thing, right? For me was just like, no, no, this is that fear of being judged too. And also like, what are people going to think? What is my family going to think? When you say like, you totally talk about aliens and all of that, but
galactic families and
but you know what? Like, I don't really give a fuck anymore. I'm just like, I'm just going to share my codes, because when we do that, when we share our original divine blueprint on the planet, which we're meant to do that, then we can experience ourselves as God's source embodied, here.
And truly, those who don't resonate with our message will not matter anyway, because they will never tune into our talks. They will be turned off by it. So truly our star brothers and star sisters will be open to our talks about our galactic families, our galactic origin, our divine origin, and multidimensionality and existence in different planes simultaneously. I mean, we talk about all of that because that is the reality that we perceive, the expanded reality, not just this, 3D limited perception of like one fraction of who we are.
So we're really huge, you guys. We're huge, and so we're gonna really delve into multidimensional spaces when we talk, and we will, share knowledge, that we have, and things that we have learned, and some tools, and we want to share that with everybody so that everybody here, that is in resonance with our frequency can expand. Okay, and we know that when you're here listening to us right now, you're already expanding, because just by us talking, we are actually sending codes. We're sending codes to you guys to activate you to expand. Okay, and so we know that.
Thoughts are energy, emotions are energy. We understand that when we are sharing these messages, there is energy that is being propagated in all directions through, especially with sound. So sound is spherical. So when we talk, these are basically spheres that are expanding into infinity. And when you are hearing sounds, like from us, our energetic signature, you're also receiving some of that energetic activation. And then in turn, your code, your sound, when you are exercising your throat chakra, you are then sharing your codes with others. So it's just this propagation of energy, and every single one of us has a unique energetic imprint, an energetic signature that is unique in the entire universe. And so you hold tremendous power. And once you get activated more, you will be activating others even by just being in their presence, in being in proximity to other people. Your light, your frequency will activate others.
So the more that when you drink cacao, you stay more in your heart space all the time. And so when you are in that heart space, like for me, like when I go somewhere, say for instance, I'm like going to Target, grocery store or something, like I'm so conscious of everybody around me that I take my heart energy and I consciously send my heart light to everyone around. I consciously do that. I consciously you get some love, you get some love, you get some love. Everybody in here gets love.
Judy's just walking lighthouse of love.
I am. And so, but when you know that you are that, when you know that you are love embodied, that's what happens. You start to walk around like, heck yeah, love! Like, let's create like this world filled with love and embody the unity consciousness that is like vibrating in all of our cells. And so for me, like I desire that, in my life
as well.
And I desire that for all of you guys too, to be just walking love beings on the planet. Can you imagine when we're in New Earth and it's just all love consciousness and unity consciousness? Like, holy cow, is this going to be
firing rainbows
and
continuously?
Just so beautiful, and just like we're gonna have so much freaking fun. I mean, we have fun already, but it's just gonna be amazing. We're not gonna have so much resistance, right? Because everybody's gonna be in their heart space, and once we get more here in the heart space,
past judgments, past expectations,
a lot of structures will fall. I mean, they're already falling right now. So all these structures of division will start to disintegrate. And so we can live more in that embodied love consciousness, and we can create from that love consciousness. So we're going to create the new earth with love. With love. So drink cacao. Drink cacao so that you'll be more in that frequency of love. Okay, and if you guys want cacao from us, cool. There's so many other,
many different
places
brands
that you could, find, cacao. And so just make sure it's ceremonial cacao.
Yeah.
Don't buy cacao from the store like cacao powder.
Yeah,
That's
Etsy sells
teenager.
some. You can find some even on
Yeah.
Amazon and many different places. Experiment with different brands. We find that this Guatemalan cacao from these Mayan women, because it has such a beautiful divine feminine energy, it works for us. It has changed our ceremonies.
Oh my God, so much changed our ceremonies.
That is the
so
reason
much.
why we're using that particular one.
People who we noticed that when we started using this cacao, that everybody in the group really felt held. Everybody felt nurtured. Everybody felt like they were being held by their mother. Everybody felt like so supported and cared for. And so when we started using this cacao, it was like, okay, we can't go back to any other cacao. We're just going to use this cacao only because of the divine feminine, qualities in here that's blessed over, prayed over, and it's only like touched by our friend in Colorado, Mindy, and then
Thank you,
she
Mindy.
does energy work on it, and then when we get the cacao, we do energy work on the cacao. We surround it with crystals, and I light language the cacao, so by the time you guys drink it in our cacao ceremonies, it's so turned up. It's so turned up, and this is why a lot of people have this really this beautiful heart-opening experience, because it's not only the love of the women in Guatemala, but it's our love too.
Our intention
And
for your
our
healing, for your
too.
expansion.
So we put all of those codes in here for you guys too, because we want you to exist here in your heart space as much as you can. So if you guys want, cacao, send us a message. And also, we'd like for you guys to be on our email list. So if you want to get on our email list, send us your email, and we can we're gonna send people information about the different things that we're doing about our retreats, and we're gonna start doing things online.
We won't spam you.
Yeah, and we're gonna have our cacao ceremonialist course up soon, and just other things to help with your expansion. Okay, so we know that we're here and we're meant to share all of that. We know that we're here to help with your ascension journey, and we are so honored to work with the sacred plants that can help you, expand. So, is there anything you want to say before we go?
No, I think that's it.
Okay.
I think we've talked long enough.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for sticking around and coming on. This was like
Thank
last
you for
minute.
hanging
Let's go
on
on.
with all the technical difficulties and
I told
interference.
Iggy, okay, we're gonna go on. We're gonna go on at 5 o'clock. So hopefully what I want to do is plan this way ahead in advance, but try to kind of do
Give
this.
you some heads up.
Yeah, every Friday, and talk about all these beautiful things to help you expand and help to heal and help you
See you
to
someday.
come into your heart space. So we love you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for being here, for hanging out with us. And if you have
Beautiful
any questions
souls.
about anything, we're here for you.
Yeah, hit us up.
Yes, hit us up. Bam. I love you.
Love you. Peace out.
Peace out, you guys. Love you so much. All right. Have a great night.